the ancient land of India, a land once divided amongst warring kings and princes, a land troubled over centuries by the occupation of foreign powers, until in the middle of the 20th century, India achieved independence and freedom from those who had ruled her for 300 years. India achieved her birthright of freedom. One of the young leaders of this campaign for political freedom was a medical student now known as Srimataji Nirmala Devi, who has since that time dedicated her life to another kind of freedom, the freedom of the spirit, through self-realization and the practice of Sahaja Yoga.
It's your birthright as a human being to become the spirit. That is what Sahaja Yoga is. Saha means with and Jai is born. Born with you is the right. To get this yoga is the union with the divine. It is your birthright. As a human being, you are, as I told you, at the epitome of evolution. And it has to work out. But please open your hearts and open your minds.
The unique experience of self-realization takes place when the primordial energy, called Kundalini, is correctly awakened by someone who has already experienced and mastered their own self-realization. Shri Mataji has explained that the Kundalini is the power of our spiritual ascent, found in the triangular bone at the base of the spine called sacrum by the Greeks. It is the power of our pure desire. When awakened, the Kundalini rises spontaneously through 6 subtle centers called chakras. The Kundalini then emerges through the fontanella bone area at the top of the head, emitting a cool breeze that can be felt there as well as on the hands. In her desire to offer self-realization to mankind through Sahaja Yoga, Shri Mataji constantly travelled the world.
I am not here to take anything from you, nor for a vote from you. I am not a politician. I am here to give you the key of your own wealth. There is a big inner revolution that is coming up, which is silent, joyous, fruitful, and is going to change the whole humanity. Those who have felt cool breeze in their hands or from their head, please raise both your hands, please. So many. May God bless you.
ज्या लोकांच्या हातात किंवा डोक्यात थंड थंड असं वाटत असेल किंवा काहीतरी अशी ऊर्जा वाहते असं वाटत असेल त्या सगळ्यांनी दोन्ही हात वर करायचे.
Shri Mataji was born in 1923 in the very center of India, near the town of Nagpur.
Actually, I was born like this, in a very enlightened family, I should say. My father, a very enlightened man, and he was member of the assembly, central assembly. He was the member of the constituent assembly.
It was her father who took her to see Gandhi when Shri Mataji was a young girl. Gandhi recognized something unique in her and suggested that the child spend some time with him at the ashram, where she became a frequent visitor over the years.
After raising her children to adulthood and seeing them happily married, Shri Mataji had fulfilled her responsibilities as a mother and a householder, and was prepared to embark upon her true life's work, the emancipation of humanity. Having been invited to the ashram of a prominent local guru in 1970, she was shocked to see him looting people in the name of spirituality. Suddenly aware that the seekers everywhere were in danger from this future trend, Shri Mataji searched deep within herself for a solution. She spent the entire night on the seashore contemplating. And in the early hours of the morning, disgust with the falsehood she had witnessed and compassion for her children everywhere forced her to act. She meditated upon the Sahastrara, the energy center on the crown of the head, and prayed that all the seekers of truth would eventually receive their enlightenment and bring about the dawning of collective consciousness in humanity. She describes this historic event.
As soon as Sahastrara was open, the whole atmosphere was filled with tremendous Chaitanya. And there was tremendous light in the sky. And the whole thing came on this earth as if a torrential rain or a waterfall with such a tremendous force as if I was unaware and got stupefied. The happening was so unexpected and so tremendous that I was stunned and I became completely silent at its grandeur. I saw the primordial Kundalini rising like a big furnace, and the furnace was very silent but burning appearance it had, as if you heat up some metal and it has many colors. In the same way, the Kundalini showed up like a huge furnace which is like a tunnel. Where you see these plants you have for coal burning to create electricity, and it stretched like a telescope, one after another came out like that, and the deities came and sat on their seats, on their golden seats, and then they lifted the whole of the head like a big dome and opened it, and then this torrential rain completely drenched me, and I started seeing all that and got lost into the joy.
After emerging from this beautiful experience, Shri Mataji looked around and saw the blindness of human beings, and she became absolutely silent. She desired that everyone should attain their self-realization in order that their eyes could be opened. Her vision for humanity had come into focus and was beginning to unfold.
At the end of the 90s, the crowds who came to her public programs numbered in their thousands. But when Shri Mataji started teaching Sahaja Yoga in India back in 1970, it was only with a mere handful of people. Then, in 1973, Shri Mataji went to live in London.
I was telling you about
Her husband, Mr., now Sir C.P. Srivastava, had been elected Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization, an agency of the United Nations.
the war from League of Nations.
One of the effects of Kundalini awakening through Sahaja Yoga has been to help people with all kinds of serious addictions, such as drugs and alcohol, and illnesses such as diabetes and cancer. Impressive results have attracted the attention of the medical profession. People around the world have been finding that the awakening of the Kundalini and the practice of Sahaja Yoga have helped to solve a wide variety of problems of all kinds. Now, at the beginning of the 21st century, Sahaja Yoga is being practiced in some 70 countries.
They have all combined together, integrated together, so peaceful. And they have lost all these conditionings of their so-called man-made religions or their man-made boundaries of nations and man-made ideologies. The way there are so many political changes taking place so dramatically and so fast, one should expect a very beautiful world.
In the history of spirituality, there has never been a personage who has more clearly defined the purpose of human existence than Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. The complete transformation of both the inner and outer expressions of humanity are just within our grasp. We need only look within our own being to find the roots of all eternity. As each of us do this, we lay the foundation for the coming age and the great awakening which will forever alter our future course. This is the vision of Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, a living saint for modern times.